Welcome back to the channel, football fans. Today we're breaking down one of the biggest moves of the 2025 NFL offseason. The Pittsburgh Steelers blockbuster trade that sent Minkah Fitzpatrick back to Miami and brought all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey and Pro Bowl tight end Jonnu Smith to Pittsburgh. This deal sent shockwaves through the league. But does it mean the Steelers are all in for 2025? Or is there a bigger plan in Pittsburgh? Let's dive deep. On June 30th, the NFL landscape was dramatically altered by a headline-grabbing trade between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. In this high-profile deal, the Steelers successfully secured the services of three-time All-Pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey and Pro Bowl tight end Jonnu Smith. Both standout veterans with proven track records at the highest level of competition. In exchange, the Miami Dolphins received All-Pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, who had been a foundational piece of Pittsburgh's defense since his arrival in 2019. Alongside Fitzpatrick, Miami also acquired a 2027 fifth-round draft pick, adding future value to their roster-building efforts. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh received a 2027 seventh-round pick as part of the deal, further balancing the trade. This blockbuster move sent shockwaves throughout the league, not only because of the star power involved, but also due to the immediate and long-term implications for both franchises. The Steelers, by bringing in Ramsey and Smith, signaled their intent to bolster both their secondary and offensive arsenal, while the Dolphins welcomed back a familiar face in Fitzpatrick and added valuable draft capital for the future. Let's be clear, trades involving multiple All-Pros are exceptionally rare in the National Football League, making this transaction particularly noteworthy. Jalen Ramsey continues to be recognized as one of the league's most versatile and physically dominant cornerbacks. His ability to shadow elite wide receivers, disrupt passing lanes, and deliver game-changing tackles positions him as a premier defensive talent. His presence on the field fundamentally alters opposing offensive game plans. Similarly, Jonnu Smith is coming off a career-best season, demonstrating remarkable offensive production with 88 receptions for 884 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. These statistics not only highlight his significant impact as a pass catcher, but also underscore his efficiency, earning him the distinction of being the 5th highest graded tight end in the league last year. His dual threat as a receiver and blocker makes him an invaluable asset. On the other side of this high-stakes exchange, Minkah Fitzpatrick returns to the Miami Dolphins, the team that originally drafted him, bringing his all-pro pedigree back to where his NFL journey began. While Fitzpatrick has certainly been a foundational piece and a dynamic playmaker for the Pittsburgh Steelers since 2019, his on-field production had noticeably dipped over the past 2 seasons. Concurrently, his substantial contract became an increasingly significant burden on the Steelers' salary cap, making a strategic move like this financially prudent for Pittsburgh. However, the true shockwave that reverberated through the NFL was the Steelers' shrewd management in pulling off this deal without sacrificing any future draft capital. Despite acquiring 2 high-value established veterans, Pittsburgh remarkably held on to their full slate of 2026 draft picks. This outcome is virtually unheard of in a trade of this magnitude, where teams typically part with multiple high-round selections to acquire such elite talent. This strategic retention of draft assets signals a deliberate approach to long-term roster building, defying the typical all-in mentality often associated with acquiring veteran stars. At first glance, the addition of Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith to a Steelers roster already anchored by veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers sends a clear message. Pittsburgh is positioning itself as a serious contender for the 2025 season. The Steelers' defense now features a formidable secondary with Ramsey joining cornerbacks Joey Porter Jr. and Darius Slay Jr., creating one of the most talented and versatile cornerback trios in the league. On offense, Jonnu Smith provides Rodgers with another dynamic weapon, complementing an already evolving passing attack and adding versatility at the tight end position. However, despite the immediate upgrade to the roster, analysts Christopher Carter and Alan Saunders caution that this trade is not simply a win-now move focused solely on the 2025 campaign. Their assessment is supported by the Steelers' front office strategy, which reveals a broader, more measured approach to team building. General Manager Omar Khan has notably preserved the team's full complement of 2026 draft picks, a rare and strategic decision given the scale of the trade. Retaining this substantial draft capital signals Pittsburgh's commitment to sustainable success. emphasizing long-term roster development rather than risking everything on a single season. This approach reflects a balancing act. While the Steelers have clearly bolstered their roster to compete immediately, they are simultaneously safeguarding their future flexibility. By maintaining their draft assets, Pittsburgh keeps open multiple avenues for acquiring young talent and potentially addressing key positions in the 2026 draft class, which is widely regarded as deeper and more promising than the 2025 class. This dual focus on present competitiveness and future planning suggests the Steelers are playing a smart, multifaceted game, aiming to contend now while building a foundation for sustained success in the years ahead. Why is this so significant? The Steelers have positioned themselves to be major players in the 2026 NFL Draft, holding multiple compensatory picks and a full arsenal of selections. With the quarterback class in 2026 projected to be much stronger than in 2025, Pittsburgh is keeping its options open for a potential franchise quarterback or other elite talent. This approach is a departure from the all-in mentality that can leave teams gutted after a failed playoff run. Instead, the Steelers are threading the needle, upgrading key positions for 2025, while maintaining the flexibility to reload with young talent in 2026 and beyond. Let's talk football impact. Jalen Ramsey immediately upgrades the Steelers' secondary. His ability to play outside, in the slot, or even as a hybrid safety gives Pittsburgh unmatched versatility. Expect defensive coordinator Terrell Austin to deploy Ramsey in creative ways, pairing him with Porter and Slay to lock down the AFC's top receivers. Jonnu Smith, meanwhile, gives the Steelers a legitimate threat at tight end. With Pat Freiermuth on the roster, Pittsburgh now has one of the league's best tight end duos, giving Rodgers more options in the red zone and on third down. In the context of a highly competitive AFC, the Steelers have significantly enhanced their roster for the 2025 season without sacrificing their future flexibility. This careful balancing act raises the question, are the Steelers going all in for 2025? The answer, it seems, is not quite. This franchise is playing a long-term game, a strategic chess match rather than a short-sighted gamble. While the addition of Ramsey and Smith undoubtedly elevates Pittsburgh to playoff contender status this year, the true brilliance lies in how the organization has preserved its ability to build sustainably for the future by maintaining their full complement of 2026 draft picks and avoiding mortgaging their long-term assets. The Steelers have positioned themselves to compete now while still preparing for continued success in the years ahead. So what's your take? Did the Steelers come out on top in this blockbuster trade? Are they legitimate contenders for the 2025 season? Or is this just the beginning of a new era of sustained excellence in Pittsburgh? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more expert NFL analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.